Argos is a city and a former municipality in Argolis, Peloponnese, Greece. Since the 2011 local government reform it has been part of the municipality Argos-Mykines, of which it is a municipal unit. It is 11 kilometres from Nafplion, which was its historic harbour. A settlement of great antiquity, Argos has been continuously inhabited as at least a substantial village for the past 7,000 years. The city is a member of the most ancient European towns network. A resident of the city of Argos is considered an Argive. However, this term is most often used to refer to those ancient Greeks generally who assaulted the city of Troy during the Trojan War, many of whom came from Argos. At a strategic location on the fertile plain of Argolis, Argos was a major stronghold during the Mycenaean era. In classical times Argos was a powerful rival of Sparta for dominance over the Peloponnese, but was eventually shunned by other Greek city-states after remaining neutral during the Greco-Persian Wars. Numerous ancient monuments can be found in the city today, the most famous of which is the Criterion of Argos, though agriculture is the mainstay of the local economy. In 700 BC there were at least 5,000 people living in the city. In the 4th century BC, the city was home to as many as 30,000 people. Etymology: the name of the city is very ancient and several etymological theories have been proposed as an explanation to its meaning. The most popular one maintains that the name of the city is a remainder from the Pelasgian language, that is the one used by the people who first settled in the area, in which Argos meant plain. Alternatively, the name is associated with Argos, the third king of the city in ancient times, who renamed it after himself, thus replacing its older name Phorenikon. It is also believed that Argos is linked to the word I plus or minus II cubed IOI, which meant white. Possibly, this had to do with the visual impression given of the Argolic plain during harvest time. According to Strabo, it's quite likely that the name could have even originated from the word I plus or minus I cubed IOI via an on-time tathesis of the consonants. History Ancient Phorenikon, the name of Argos during prehistoric time, is by many considered to be the first town ever. The first settlement of modern-day Argos took place in late 3rd millennium BC, during Neolithic times. Since then, it's been continually inhabited and rebuilt in the same area, whereas it was first colonized in prehistoric times by the Pelasgian Greeks. Their historical presence in the area can be witnessed in the linguistic remainders that survive up to today, such as the very name of the city in Larissa, the name of the city's castle located on the hill of the same name, meaning citadel. During the Dorian invasion, circa 1098 BC, Argos was divided into 4 neighborhoods, each of them inhabited by a different file. A Neolithic settlement was located near the central sanctuary of Argois, at a distance of 45 stadia from Argos, closer to Mycenae. The temple was dedicated to Argivian Hera. The main festival of that temple was the Hecatombeia, one of the major festivals of Argos itself. Walter Burkert connected the festival to the myth of the slaying of Argus Panoptes by Hermes, and only secondarily associated with mythological Argus. Argos was a major stronghold of Mycenaean times, and along with the neighboring Acropolis of Mycenaean Tiryns became a very early settlement because of its commanding positions in the midst of the fertile plain of Argolis. Argos experienced its greatest period of expansion and power under the energetic 7th century BC ruler King Spyridon. Under Spyridon Argos regained sway over the cities of the Argolid and challenged Spyridon unregistered trademark's dominance of the Peloponnese. During this time of its greatest power, the city boasted a pottery and bronze sculpturing school, pottery shops, tanneries and clothes artisanships. Moreover, at least 25 celebrations took place in the city, in addition to a regular local products exhibition. During Homeric times it belonged to a follower of Agamemnon and gave its name to the surrounding district. The Argolid, which the Romans knew as Argua. The importance of Argos was eclipsed by Sparta after the 6th century BC. Because of its refusal to fight or send supplies in the Greco-Persian Wars, Argos was shunned by most other city-states. Argos remained neutral or the ineffective ally of Athens during the 5th century BC struggles between Sparta and Athens. Roman, Byzantine and modern After Christianity became established in Argos, the first bishop documented in extant written records as Genethlius, who in 448 CE took part in the synod called by Archbishop Flavian of Constantinople that deposed Eutyches from his priestly office and excommunicated him. The next bishop of Argos, Onesimus, was at the 451 Council of Chalcedon. His successor, Thales, was a signatory of the letter that the bishops of the Roman province of Hellas sent in 458 to Byzantine Emperor Leo I the Thracian to protest about the killing of Proterius of Alexandria. Bishop Ioannes was at the Third Council of Constantinople in 680, and Theotimus at the Phocian Council of Constantinople. In the aftermath of the so-called Fourth Crusade, the Crusaders captured the castle called built on Larissa Hill, the site of the ancient Acropolis, and the area became part of the lordship of Argos and Nafplion. In 1388 it was sold to the Republic of Venice, but was taken by despot of Maestra Theodore I Palaiologos before the Venetians could take control of the city. He sold it anyway to them in 1394. In this period, Argos became a Latin church bishopric, which lasted as a residential see until Argos was taken by the Ottoman Empire in 1463. Today, Argos is listed by the Catholic Church as a titular see. In 1397, the Ottomans plundered Argos, carrying off much of the population, to sell as slaves. The Venetians repopulated the town and region with Albanian settlers, granting them long-term agrarian tax exemptions. Together with the Greeks of Argos, they supplied Strachitite troops to the armies of Venice. Some historians consider the French military term Argolis to derive from the Greek Argots, or inhabitant of Argos, as a large number of French Strachitae came from the plain of Argos. With the exception of a period of Venetian domination in 1687 (1715), Argos remained in Ottoman hands until the beginning of the Greek War of Independence in 1821. At that time, as part of the general uprising, many local governing bodies were formed in different parts of the country, and the Consulate of Argos was proclaimed on March 28, 1821, under the Peloponnesian Senate. It had a single head of state, Stamatelos Antonopoulos, styled consul, between March 28 and May 26, 1821. Later, Argos accepted the authority of the unified provisional government of the First National Assembly at Epidaurus, and eventually became part of the Kingdom of Greece. As part of Greek mythology, the mythological kings of Argos are, Inachus, Pheronius, Argus, Triopa, Aegina, Iasus, Crotopus, Pelasgus, Dinos, Lynceus, Abas, Pretus, Acrisius, Perseus, Megapens, Argus, and Anaxagoras. An alternative version supplied by Tatian of the original 17 consecutive kings of Argos includes a peace, Argios, Caesos, and Phorbas between Argus and Triopa, explaining the apparent unrelation of Triopa to Argus. The city of Argos was believed to be the birthplace of the mythological character Perseus, the son of the god Zeus and Danae, who was the daughter of the king of Argos, Acrisius. After the original 17 kings of Argos, there were 3 kings ruling Argos at the same time, one descended from Bias, one from Melampus, and one from Anaxagoras. Melampus was succeeded by his son Mantius, then Oicles, and Amphiaraus, and his house of Melampus lasted down to the brothers Alcmaeon and Amphilochus. Anaxagoras was succeeded by his son Elector, and then Epes. Epes left his kingdom to his nephew Sthenelus, the son of his brother Capneus. Bias was succeeded by his son Talaus, and then by his son Adrastus who, with Amphiaraus, commanded the disastrous 7 against Thebes. Adrastus bequeathed the kingdom to his son, Aegialius, who was subsequently killed in the War of the Epigoni. Diomedes, grandson of Adrastus through his son-in-law Tydeus and daughter Deipal, replaced Aegialius and was king of Argos during the Trojan War. This house lasted longer than those of Anaxagoras and Melampus, and eventually the kingdom was reunited under its last member, Sunippus, son of Aegialius, soon after the exile of Diomedes. City characteristics: the city of Argos is delimited to the north by dry river Crias, to the east by Nakos River and Panitsa stream, to the west by the Larissa Hill and the Aspidos Hill, and to the south by the Notios Peripheryakos Road. the Argios Petros Square, along with the eponymous cathedral, make up the town centre, whereas some other characteristic town squares are the like Agora Square, officially Democratius Square, where, as implied by its name, an open market takes place twice a week, Staragora, officially Dervenakia Square, and Dicasterian Square. The Park and Bonis Park are essential green spaces of the city. Currently, the most commercially active streets of the city are those surrounding the Argios Petros Square as well as Corinthos Street. The Pizzodromi, that is the paved Michael Stamer, Saldari and Venezla streets, are the most popular meeting point, encompassing a wide variety of shops and cafeterias. According to the 2011 Greek census, the city has a population of 22,209. It is the largest city in Argolis, larger than the capital Nafplion. Considerable remains of the ancient and medieval city survive and are a popular tourist attraction. Agriculture, however, is the primary economic activity in the area, with citrus fruits the predominant crop. Important monuments. Argos flaunts a wide variety of historical and archaeological monuments, though most of them are currently only partially renovated, unused or abandoned. Some of them are, the Larisa Castle, built during prehistoric time, which has undergone several repairs and expansions since antiquity and played a significant historical role during the Venetian domination of Greece and the Greek War of Independence. It is located on top of the eponymous Larisa Hill, which also constitutes the highest spot of the city. In ancient times, a castle was also found in neighboring Aspidos Hill. When connected with walls, these two castles fortified the city from enemy invasions. The ancient theatre, built in the 3rd century BC with a capacity of 20,000 spectators, replaced an older neighboring theatre of the 5th century BC and communicated with the ancient Agora. It was visible from any part of the ancient city in the Argolic Gulf. In 1829, it was used by Ioannis Capodistrias for the 4th National Assembly of the new Hellenic state. Today, cultural events are held at its premises during the summer months. The ancient Agora, adjacent to the ancient theatre, which developed in the 6th century BC, was located at the junction of the ancient roads coming from Corinth, Helen and Tegea. Excavations in the area have uncovered a bouleuterion, built in 460 BC when Argos adopted the democratic regime, a sanctuary of Apollo Lysias and a palaestra. The Criterion of Argos, an ancient monument located on the southwest side of the town, on the foot of Larisa Hill, which came to have its current structure during the 6th–3rd century BC period. Initially, it served as a court of ancient Argos, similar to Areopagus of Athens. According to mythology, it was at this area where Hypermnestra, one of the 50 daughters of Danaus, the first king of Argos, was tried. Later, under the reigns of Hadrian, a fountain was created to collect and circulate water coming from the Hadrianian aqueduct located in northern Argos. The site is connected via a paved path with the ancient theatre. The Barracks of Capodistrias, a preservable building with a long history. Built in the 1690s during the Venetian domination of Greece, they initially served as a hospital run by the Sisters of Mercy. During the Turkocratia, they served as a market and a post office. Later, in 1829, significant damage caused during the Greek Revolution was repaired by Capodistrias, who turned the building into a cavalry barrack, a school, an exhibition space, a shelter for Greek refugees displaced during the population exchange between Greece and Turkey, and an interrogation and torture space. Indiana, 1955–68, it was used by the army for the last time. It now accommodates the Byzantine Museum of Argos, local corporations, and also serves as an exhibition space. The Municipal Neoclassical Market Building, built in 1889, which is located next to Democratius Square, is one of the finest samples of modern Argos masterly architecture, in Ernst Ziller style. The elongated, two-corridor, preservable building accommodates small shops. The Old Town Hall, built during the time of Capodistrias in 1830, which originally served as a justice of the peace, the Demogorensha of Argos, an arm of Carabineers and a prison. From 1987 to 2012, It housed the town hall which is now located in Capodistrias Street. The house of Philhellene Thomas Gordon, built in 1829 that served as an all-girls school, a dance school and was home to the 4th Greek Artillery Regiment. Today it accommodates the French Institute of Athens. The house of Spyridon Trapeze, where the politician was born and spent his childhood. Also located in the estate, which is not open to public, is the St. Charalambos Chapel where Trapeze was baptized. The house of General Trachris, important military fighter in the Greek Revolution of 1821 and later assemblyman of Argos. The chamber tombs of the Aspidos Hill. The Hellenic Pyramid. Dating back to late 4th BC, there exist many theories as to the purpose it served. Together with the widely accepted scientific chronology, there are some people who claim it was built shortly after the pharaoh tomb, that is the Great Pyramid of Giza, thus a symbol of the excellent relationship the citizens of Argos had with Egypt. The Argos Airport, located in an homonymous area in the outskirts of the city. The area was created in 1916 to 1917 and was greatly used during the Greco-Italian War and for the training of new, Cabira School, aviators for the Hellenic Air Force Academy, whereas it also comprised an important benchmark in the organization of the Greek air forces in southern Greece. Furthermore, the airport was used by the Germans for the release of their aerial troops during the Battle of Crete. It was last used as a landing takeoff point for spray planes up until 1985. A great number of archaeological findings, dating from the prehistoric ages, can be found at the Argos Museum, housed at the old building of Demetrios Kourlagis at St. Peter's Square. Transportation Argos is connected via regular bus services with neighboring areas as well as Athens. In addition, taxi stands can be found at the Agios Petros as well as the Lyki Agora Square. The city also has a railway station which, at the moment, remains closed due to an indefinite halt to all railway services in the Peloponnese area by the Hellenic Railways organization. However, in late 2014, it was announced that the station would open up again, as part of an expansion of the Athens suburban railway in Argos, Nafplion and Corinthos. Education Argos has a wide range of educational institutes that also serve neighboring sparsely populated areas and villages. In particular, the city has 7 demotheca, 4 gymnasia, 3 lyceums, 1 vocational school, 1 music school as well as a touristical business and cooking department and a postgraduate speech department. The city also has 2 public libraries. Sports Argos hosts 2 sport clubs with presence in higher national divisions and several achievements, Panagiokos FC Football Club, founded in 1926 and AC Diomedes Argos Handball Club founded in 1976. Diomedes Argos is the unique provincial Greek sport club with European Cup. Notable people, Acrisius, mythological king, Agamemnon, legendary leader of the Achaeans in the Trojan War. Acusilos, logographer and mythographer, Ageladas, sculptor, Calchors, Homeric mythological seer, Koranos, founder of the Macedonian Argive dynasty. Leoscoros, Byzantine despot, Nikon the Metonite, Christian saint of Armenian origin, according to some sources born in Argos, Spyridon, king of Argos, Argus, king of Argos, Polykleritos, sculptor, Polykleritos the Younger, sculptor, Telesilla, Greek poet, Bylistish, hetera and lover of Pharaoh Ptolemy II Philadelphus, Eleni Bakopanos, Canadian politician. International relations Twin towns sister cities Argos is twinned with, Vria, Greece, Abbeville, France, Ardì, Italy, Episcopi, Cyprus, Mtskheta, Georgia, Argonsoli, Portugal. Other relations Most ancient European towns network. See also, Kings of Argos, List of settlements in Argolis, Communities of Argos, Argos. Notes. External links, official site, The Theatre at Argos, The Ancient Theatre Archive, Theatre Specifications and Virtual Reality Tour of Theatre.